The time is 9:12, I believe. And let's get started. This is the 72 hours Gundam Eclipse group build, and this is the Kakuka Vasago. History: Kakuka Vasago is one of the strategies for social side for Giga. One of the three strategies, also known as one of the three excellence. And he is being a sneaky guy, trying to observe, trying to overthrow Soso and put Sibai at the top whenever he wants. Yeah, so let's get started. That's about an hour now. Yeah. See that we can actually build the basic form of Kakuka Vasago now. His default form, surprisingly, is supposed to have the cape as well as the helmet, because one of his features is his face change ability. But to actually do the face change means that usually you have to cover the face, so you have to put that on top of it. And you might have seen it just now, but a little bit of accident with the glue here on the head crest, but that's all right. Once it's actually completely dried, I can take a file to it and just slowly scraping it back into shape. That's no big deal whatsoever. What I've done though, trying to show you on the camera at least, is I've taken the pack out so that this piece doesn't need to be mounted onto here and glued and secure in place. I can now actually put them together at my leisure afterward. That way I can actually clean up the seam line on here as well as the seam line here much easier once the glue is dried. You can see that I actually put the kit together, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter. The glue seam line area is actually pretty easy to actually go back into. I'll take the kit apart, but yeah, none of the seam line is touching any of the parts, so there's no worry about the glue. Also did on the helmet is sharpening the tip of the helmet. I've done this one beforehand because once these two pieces stick together, I believe this one is going to be difficult to actually go back and sand. That's why I did it beforehand. I'm going to do the same thing for the cape, because the cape actually also double as wings, so those should be sharpened. But you're probably going to see it in a few minutes. But yeah, the basic form of Kakuka is actually more or less here. and that's only taken me just over an hour. So the next bit of it is going to be building up the spider, his support mecha, all of his weapons, and once those are actually completely cut out from the frame and trial assembled together, I will go back to all of the pieces that need to be sharpened and start sharpening them. I won't be able to do any of the seam line removal by sanding those seam lines down yet. It will probably take about half a day before those actually completely dried. And right now it's 10:30, so even by 1 o'clock tonight, it's not going to be dried enough for me to actually sand it down. So it will be tomorrow. So yeah, so I'm going to continue on. Yep, let's get to it. Yeah, so let's have a quick stop here. Was it about half an hour and a bit later? Yeah, that's the spider mecha. Yeah, and I noticed that the bottom of the feet of Kagoka actually is designed to plug into it. That's why I just put it on there. Yeah, actually, to be honest, my problem with this mecha is not that it's a spider and it's flat and only got 4 legs. The problem is the fact that it doesn't actually rest properly on the ground. If there's some sort of polycap or something so that the feet can actually rotate down so that it actually touch on 4 points on the ground, that would be much better. Right now, yeah, it doesn't actually look quite right. Oh well, never mind. One thing also quite interesting is that this 2 part is marked as not required. And I know that why. That is why. Because this part is dedicated for Kagoka, this frame. So this 2 part is designed for him. But it's designed for the hidden feature when you get the Shu Gundam, the Shu Cycle Gundam set, the Sibai, the Crimson Sibai version, and Kagoka together. You can put them together into the Sibai Nightingale, which is the final evil version of the Shu Gundam, and Sibai finally lost it. Yeah, they mark them as not used because the animation version of this storyline never actually got to that point. So they just say that, no, you don't need them. I know you need them. So yeah, as I mentioned before, I've reached the point where the mecha is actually put together, and all that's left now is for the glue to dry before I can actually do some seam lining. So yeah, for the rest of the time from now on until 1 p.m., I'm going to be spending time sharpening stuff, and it's going to become a bit boring, so I'm going to stop the video right now. In about an hour's time, I'll come back and switch it back on, and you'll join me back at that time. Okay, and this is it for today, and it's about 20 past 1. Here is the Versago, Kagoka Versago in effectively the chest break mode, which is don't know what you actually calls it on the Sangoku Den, but is the I think it's basically when he snap, when he's not very happy at all, that's when he actually turns into this mode. It's also not canon to the anime. It only applies to the original manga and the original toy line. But yeah, this is basically it for today. Tomorrow I'll be cleaning up seam line and probably starting the basic painting. So yeah, join me tomorrow.